Sony. I love PlayStation, but this generation, they're shit in the bed. Sorry, they're shit in the bed.
Come on, my nigga. You supposed to be nicer than this. Like, nobody wants that.
PlayStation.
So the PlayStation Showcase came and went, and with it with a bunch of L's. Last night when I watched it, I gave it like a 5.5, 6 out of 10. But in hindsight, I probably was kind of star-eyed by Death Stranding and Stellar Blade. Hey, look, I play Nikkei. It's by the same company, and if you thought that was fan service, there is a hell of a lot more over at Nikkei. Trust me. Like, Stellar Blade, it has nothing. But at the same time, I like Nier Automata, and it appeals to me. That said, though, it probably was closer to a 4 than an actual 5. Giving it a 4.5 is actually being a lot more realistic. So, there is that. But man, this was a showcase that they were waiting for. Coming on the back of 2 horrendous showcases, I have to admit that this was pretty lame. They started off showing, Helldivers 2. We've already seen that it's coming already. We know it's arriving. It's not new. They've advertised this multiple times. And honestly, no one was blown away. I'm still not interested in the game. And that's not going to change, right? It's just not going to change. When it goes on PlayStation Plus, I'll give it a try, or if it releases at a cheaper price and my friends want to try it out, I may consider it. But right now, it just doesn't look like a game that appeals to me. Sure, it has that Troopers, appeal to it, but at the same time, I've been burnt by these games so many times, it's just, enough's enough. Then they showed probably, well, for me anyway, Stellar Blade, which is by Shift Up. I know exactly who their audience is. I am their target audience. You can call that what you want, really. But at the end of the day, I like Nier Automata, so I'm probably going to pick this game up. I know a lot of people didn't like this because all you see is ass cheeks and, thick thighs. Sign me up. Then they kind of showed Sonic, which was really cool, but that's a multiplayer game, so... we were seeing Sonic and Shadow Generations, so it's cool that they're bringing Shadow back, but it's a multiplayer game, so it's not like it's a big thing. Xenophon Zero, if you haven't seen my review, go check it out. It's a decent game. Is it going to be as successful as, say, Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail? It's up for debate. It's a really weird game, so I'd recommend you go check out my review. But again, it's nothing new. They've been talking about this for ages, and it's been in development, and we've known it's coming to the PlayStation platform for a while. They then moved on to Foam Stars, which is landing in like a few days, right? This is basically Square Enix's response to Splatoon, trying to get into that market because Splatoon is only on a Nintendo platform. It's not on anything else. So this is a really good opportunity, if this takes off, to be a big earner for Square Enix. Whether it will or not, time will tell, but they made the right choice by putting this onto the PlayStation Plus platform day one. So if you are a PlayStation Plus subscriber, make sure to grab it because it is going to be on there day one. Square Enix has realized that this game will live by the players through the microtransaction store and not through digital or box sales. That's it. So if you can get your hands on it, grab it. But again, it's not something new that we haven't seen. Then they announced Dave the Diver, which if you like it, great. If you don't, move on. It is that sort of game. It had, a critical acclaim. V Rising is coming to PlayStation. This was massive on the PC at the time. I guess this is their answer to Vampire Survivors. Will it be as good? I don't really hear anyone talking about this anymore, but hey, better late than never. Then they kind of had 2 Silent Hill drops that they were showing, which was quite cool. The first one is a shadow drop, which is available to play right now. It's a very short kind of mini game that you can play. Think of PT, and you're halfway there. It is free, so you can go play it right now on PlayStation. I thought that was really cool, doing that shadow drop. Very, very nice of Konami. And then, of course, they showed Silent Hill. And coming on the back of what we saw with Resident Evil 4, this looked like such a downgrade that it's almost insulting. Now, Silent Hill 2 is a beloved game. It's a beloved franchise, and it deserved better than this. You know, when I saw it last night, I was like, hey, this looks damn amazing. And when I sat down and watched it today, I was like, it don't look that amazing. I mean, it just looks, I don't know. It just, when I compare it with Resident Evil 4, and I think that's a valid comparison, considering this guy, you could replace the main guy with Leon from Resident Evil 4, and there'd be almost no difference, right? Over the shoulder, same walking simulator, same almost shooting mechanics. It's almost like the same studio was lending, you know, assets to them in order to, animations to them in order to get it to work. I don't know. To me, it kind of lost that Silent Hill 2 feel that the original had. But at the same time, considering what I expect from Sony and what I was expecting from this game, albeit it is from, you know, published by Konami, I expected more. And honestly, I was very disappointed in what I saw. Will I still play it? Who knows? But I still think that at the same time, you know, it could have been so much better. Maybe it was just the quality of the footage. I don't know. But it just didn't look right. The whole graininess, the way the weapon was being held, even the character model just looked off. Then we had Judas. That looked actually really cool. Gave me that kind of Bioshock vibe. But guess what? That's also multi-plat. So far, the only games that from this list that I've got to so far that has actually been, you know, noteworthy to me has been Stellar Blade. You know, those ass cheeks are amazing. Sonic, which is multi-plat, and Judas, which is really damn cool. It looks really cool. It looks like my type of game. I do like my first persons, so it's nice. Now, finally, we get a PlayStation VR 2 game. We're getting it in Metro, which I'm really happy because as someone who owns a PSVR 2 that's been collecting dust since launch, we finally have a game that's coming. Of course, it's only on wishlist for now. It's coming 2024, no release date. And that has been the other thing that has been a massive problem because almost none of these games had a release date. Maybe like 3 or 4 of them, but nothing shown had a release date. So for all those people that were laughing at Xbox on a developer's direct, right? It wasn't even an actual showcase. It was a developer's direct where the developers can jump on and actually talk about the game, show what they're doing, share their, you know, their enthusiasm about the project while showing some gameplay. We at least got one game. We got Hellblade's release date. We also got announcements for Visions of Mana. But, you know, there's no difference here. So that, you know, that thing can finally die. Then we saw another VR game, which, you know, on stream, my co-host Powerboss was saying how he actually liked it. Legendary Tales, which releases February the 8th. I've got almost zero interest in this game. It looks so kind of done before. Like, there's nothing new in this. I've seen this a million times over. There's so many games like this on the Quest that I see my kids playing. It's been done a million times over. There's no originality, nothing that makes it stand out. So that was another hard pass. Honestly, Dragon's Dogma 2 for me was the biggest disappointment of them all. I was really like looking forward to this. I don't know whether it was the trailer that Sony showed or whatever it was, but I actually wasn't that impressed with what I saw. Again, this is a multi-plat game, so they can't really gain, you know, claim credit for this, but I wasn't impressed with what I saw. I'm actually really disappointed in this because I was looking forward to playing it. Now, it is going to be 30 FPS on PS5 and the Series X, which is a little disappointing. I'm hearing reports that it's capped on PC as well. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think that's going to be the case. It doesn't sound right to me. But, you know, I'm hoping maybe Dragon's Dogma will surprise me. It comes out in March. Who knows? maybe what I saw here was just misleading. But what I saw really didn't appeal to me at all. And then I saw Rise of the Ronin, which I'm going to be honest with you, the frame rates were all over the place. It was, in the cities, it was dipping under 30. I think at some point it was dipping at 20 frames below when they were airborne. Out and about in the wild, it was shooting up to 60. So it looks like this game is going to have the same problem that Final Fantasy 16 had, where the frame rates were just all over the place. And for those of you like me who don't generally suffer from motion sickness, this one could do. The problem here is that the game doesn't graphically look that impressive either. If you're comparing it to the amazing Ghost of Tsushima, which is one of my favorite games, no way. Just no way. Now I've been told that the publisher Koei Tecmo, who are publishing this, and the studio making the game don't generally make graphically impressive games, but at the same time, coming on a next generation console, I kind of expect more than what I was seeing here. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say like some people say this was PS3 graphics, because I've seen better. I mean, I've seen much worse than this on PS3 and the 360. People really do have rose-tinted glasses, but it wasn't better than the PS4. And that's where I'm going to stop it there. Maybe the gameplay is good. It didn't look all that great to me. It didn't give me that Ghost of Tsushima vibe. It just looked like another Sekiro game to me. And honestly, we already have Sekiro. I'm not saying that two games can't exist, but it gave me Sekiro vibes. And that game is old. It gave me Sekiro vibes both in visual fidelity and gameplay and everything else. So, I don't know. This one, again, for me, is a hard miss. And I think a lot of people on stream felt that way. Then we have the Until Dawn remake, which they're releasing in line with the movie. It's coming to the PC, so they're remaking it for the PS5 as well. That kind of makes sense, hand in hand. And then they finally ended the showcase with a feature-length movie with Death Stranding 2. It looks really, really impressive. I mean, the Decima engine is phenomenal. Now, do I agree with John Linneman when he said that the visuals for Death Stranding 2 are on another level to Hellblade 2? Not at all. I think the Decima engine is cleaner, and you can see that with the visual fidelity. It's a lot more kind of, how can I say, material design, which is something I actually like when I'm, we're building websites and stuff like that. It's very kind of plain, but it looks really nice. There's nothing much there. It's really plain, but what they do is really, really of a high quality, and it makes it stand out and pop out. And I think what they're aiming for here is really impressive. But I still believe that Hellblade 2 is graphically, in my opinion, better. Now, whether it will be better when we actually get it running in our hands is another story. Let's not forget that Hellblade 2 is a AA, the developers making it are a AA studio. They're not a AAA studio. And Kojima is a AAA studio. So there's a difference there. At the same time, Hellblade is coming this year. This is coming in 2025. What was the biggest surprise for me was a tactical espionage that got announced, and that's coming as well to PlayStation. So that's a massive loss to, the Xbox fandom. That is an exclusive. And for those out there that was saying that this was going to be their last game because Kojima's going for OD and coming to Xbox, you're pretty much going to have to eat those words, because unfortunately, it looks like Kojima is building the bigger games over on that side. God knows what OD is, right? We don't know what OD is. We do know it's a smaller game. It's a cloud-based game. And what it will actually be, who knows? It's supposed to be an interactive game, just like they said with the tactical espionage. But it does seem like he is more akin to working on PlayStation than he is to working on other stuff. But do I think it has better graphics than Hellblade? No. Am I highly looking forward to it? Absolutely yes. So in my opinion, the PlayStation Showcase overall was, they had 17 showings with an announcement for the future, another 2-3 years down the line, probably for the next PlayStation. But I just don't think it was the showcase that they wanted. And a lot of PlayStation fans are upset with it. And rightfully so. Because they had 2 bad showings. And then they came out with this one. I was expecting games that were unannounced. I was expecting them to come out in full force to showcase games that would wow us, make us just, explode, lose our minds, cheer for them. And that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Everything that was shown here was either previously shown already, known about, and the next state of play is going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth focused, and it's going to be a kind of like a heavy deep dive. I'm going to buy that game 100% anyway, so I'm not even going to bother tuning into that, because why would I want to spoil the game for myself? That said, it is what it is, and it's another failed showcase in my opinion from Sony. So this just proves that quantity over quality is never the way to go. They decided to come out with 17 games and 1 announcement, yet the Xbox presentation, which wasn't even a showcase, it was a developer's direct that showcased 5 games, one of them being a third-party multiplat, in my opinion, did a much better job and shat all over the PlayStation showcase. In my opinion, this is a solid 4 to 4.5 out of 10. It's disappointing, uninspiring. It had glimmers of awe, there was glimmers of awe within the show. If we remove Stellar Blade, because I know some people are going to have different thoughts on that, but I'm loving the fan service, and, I play Nikkei, so judge me what you want. But at the same time, it is what it is. But hey, at least we're getting a PSVR 2 game, right? If you've got a PSVR 2 and was dumb enough like me to buy one, you're finally getting a game. Now, where's Half-Life Alyx? They said it was coming. I guess that's gone with the wind too. But I'm going to leave you with this clip because I think it's the right way to end it. Remain legend.
Fuck! Are we fucking serious right now? I think Xbox has invaded PlayStation and has fucked the heads in their head, bro. That's what I think. I think all the Xbox people have invaded PlayStation and have fucked the creativity out of Sony. They have fucked the creativity out of Sony. They're like, hey, we got a new fire that we want to create. We want to put out this. They're like, fuck them. Fuck the creativity out of them. Fuck the creativity out of them. That's Stranding 2. What happened? What happened? Our work here is done. Bro, do you all remember South Park where he's like, I'm going to fuck them to death? I'm going to fuck the terrorists to death. That is what they're doing to PlayStation. That is what they are doing. What did we get? What the fuck did we get? What did we get, bro? What did we get? Stellar Blade? Nigga, I've been seeing Stellar Blade. Do you think showing me? And for some reason, I don't know, did they change her voice in the graphics or something? For some reason, I've been seeing that game for the last few fucking years. And then they show us another game. I'm like, I know I've seen that game before. And sure enough, I motherfucking have. We had a gameplay of this game. We had gameplay footage of this game like 5 months ago. I was like, yo, this is dope. When is this coming out? Do you think you can just put some shit on ice and then come and bring it out in a fucking showcase? Be like, this is some new shit. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Fuck you. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? What the fuck did y'all show? What did y'all show us, bro? Fucking Ronin. Ronin looks like a PS3 game. It looks like a fucking PS3 game, bro. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. What the fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we actually talking about, fam? Huh? What are we talking about? What?